We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. This is Newsbreak for Wednesday, March 8th. I'm Brad Locke. Thanks for joining us. You can catch Newsbreak weekdays at 7 a.m. You can watch it at djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal's mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. Going to take a quick look at news, sports, and weather for Northeast Mississippi. Let's start with the Weather Underground forecast. All that rain we had yesterday, moving on. Today, clear skies, a high of 71, low of 39, 0% chance of rain. The 3-day outlook, Thursday, going to have clear skies again, the high of 75, low of 57, and a 0% chance of rain. Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 71 and a low of 46, 20% chance of rain. And then rain very likely on Saturday, a high of 65, low of 36. The chance of rain is 60%. Let's take a look now at some of the top stories from the Daily Journal and djournal.com on this Wednesday. After receiving criticism for killing legislation that would make domestic violence grounds for divorce in Mississippi, Representative Andy Gibson has revived the issue. Gibson, who serves as House Judiciary B chair, amended a bill dealing with making technical changes to the laws surrounding abused children to add spousal abuse as a grounds for divorce. The proposal was passed Monday and now goes back to the Senate, where members can either accept the House bill and send it to Governor Phil Bryant or invite negotiations. Gibson, a Baptist minister from Braxton, came under fire last week for spiking similar legislation in the Judiciary B committee he chairs by not calling it up for consideration on a deadline day. He said at the time that the legislation wasn't necessary because of Supreme Court rulings that included domestic abuse as grounds for divorce under the habitual, cruel, and inhuman treatment provision. But on Monday, Gibson conceded that the rulings were not being applied evenly among judicial districts. Gibson's amendment clarifies the law, spelling out both physical abuse, actual and threatened, and non-physical abuse as grounds for divorce. Also, the amendment says sufficient evidence from, quote, a single credible witness, which may be the injured party, could be enough for a judge to grant the divorce. Chickasaw County is a step closer to having just one school district. On Tuesday, the Mississippi House voted 63-42 to send back to the Senate legislation that would merge the Houston, Okolona, and Chickasaw school districts. The Senate can concur the House proposal or invite negotiations. The Senate passed a bill earlier this session that would have merged only Houston and Chickasaw. Representative Toby Barker of Hattiesburg, who chairs the committee that deals with school consolidation issues, said the three districts are smaller systems, are losing enrollment, and he noted that Okolona is a failing district. Under the House proposal, the merger would be effective July 1st, 2020. The Chickasaw County Board of Supervisors would draw the school board district lines for the consolidated system. Now, under existing law, any debt incurred by one of the districts before consolidation would remain the responsibility of the residents of that district. Representative Preston Sullivan of Okolona urged members to vote against consolidation, arguing it's not necessary. An upcoming workshop at the Natchez Trace Parkway Visitor Center will blend education and ecology. The Mississippi State University Extension Service has partnered with the Mississippi Museum of Natural Science, the National Park Service, and the Mississippi Geographic Alliance to host two hands-on BioBlitz workshops. One of those will take place in Tupelo on April 22nd near the Natchez Trace Parkway Visitor Center. It will start at 9:30 a.m. and wraps up at 4 p.m. The other workshop will be held at the Mississippi Museum of Natural Science in Jackson on April the 1st. The workshops will help students, teachers, and community members learn about their local ecosystems. Participants will search for and record insects, reptiles, birds, trees, fungi, and herbaceous plants. Participants are encouraged to download the free iNaturalist app to help them record their sightings. Now, the events will feature presentations by wildlife and plant experts. The Tupelo workshop is free, and participants only need to sign in at the Visitor Center, which is located 3 miles north of Interstate 22. And in sports, Mississippi State has had its struggles this season, but has experienced nothing but success against today's opponent. The Bulldogs open SEC tournament play tonight against LSU, a team they've already beaten twice this year. In fact, the last time MSU was on the floor, it beat the Tigers 88-76 to close out the regular season on Saturday. But as the old axiom goes, one of the hardest things to do in sports is to beat a team 3 times in one season. LSU won just 2 of its 18 SEC games this year, while MSU posted a 6-12 mark. That win Saturday snapped a 7-game losing streak for the Bulldogs, who enter the SEC tournament as the number 12 seed. LSU is the 13 seed. MSU players like their chances of doing well this week in Nashville. MSU played tough against the tournament's top 4 seeds during the season, beating 3-seed Arkansas and losing to Kentucky, Florida, and South Carolina by an average of 5.3 points. The MSU-LSU winner will take on 5-seed Alabama on Thursday. That's it for Newsbreak on this Wednesday. I do want to remind you to check out a couple of podcasts we produce here at the Daily Journal. The Memo, all things Northeast Mississippi, news and entertainment with myself and W. Derek Russell. New episodes every Wednesday and Friday. You can find them for free in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at memo.djournal.com. So look for a new episode of The Memo this afternoon. Also, Prep Rally, a high school sports podcast with myself, Gene Phelps, and Blake Morgan, coming to you every Wednesday. You can find it in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at preprally.djournal.com. So look for a new episode today as the guys update us on what's happening with the state basketball tournament in Jackson. All the stories I talked about today you can find in your Daily Journal or at djournal.com. Find us on Twitter at djournalnow. Give our Facebook page a like as well. And that's it for Newsbreak on this Wednesday. I'm Brad Locke. We'll see you next time.